So I like to have these kind of conversations where I got to ask a good question. And I got to ask about somebody who was more of a face of the NBA, Grant Hill or Allen Iverson? I'm gonna keep it 100. See, a lot of times people like to talk about the corporate. Well, I'm gonna tell people something. Bad guy, good guy makes no difference. Republican, Democrat, Independent makes no difference. Left wing, right wing, side wing. If you're part of an organization, you're in the mix. So you're equal footing. And believe me, people are paying money. Everybody don't love you and everybody don't hate you. And there's money that's going around. Now, obviously the streets and then the mainstream are different, but are they really? Are they really? I asked this question because Duke, when at Grant Hill was college success story, prim and pampered, and everybody loved Grant Hill. He was like almost pre-Will Smith. He was destined. His game was kind of similar, marked after Scottie Pippen, but they wanted to push him like a Jordan. They wanted to push him. And he was co-rookie of the year with Jason Kidd, who was considered a bad dude himself, on and off the court. Another story, another video. But this is about who was the face of the NBA of Grant Hill and Allen Iverson. Now, before you come on here, yes, I know about Jordan. And yes, I know Shaq was coming on. I understand all that. And before we get into that, and then, but we just talking about these two. We're going to talk about the good guy, bad guy, and the facade, and the whole stereotype cast, what they did. Who was the face of the NBA of these two guys? Because in the public eye was the push Grant Hill. The streets, it was all about AI. I know Grant Hill was loved, and he carried that love as far as like when he does his broadcasting with the Olympic Dream Team last year, and he's still very stoic and like yes, yes, yes. But AI had the streets. AI had the streets. It was like he was the face. He was guys that cats was quoting him. He was the dude that people was turning up because when he crossed Jordan over, that was the play that made it iconic. And that was like a moment in time. That one play, that play was like Odell Beckham's one hand catch. People gonna know who you is for good behind that. I kid you not. Iverson had the streets on lock. The soccer moms, like I remember it was a soccer mom I used to work with. She was listening to Ja Rule and rocking the AI. And I was like, yeah, he really, because only the cast that were appreciating the streets that were considered with an edge had that kind of love. And he had that kind of love. That's not to say Grant Hill couldn't have gotten it had he stayed healthy. But it was kind of, and I mentioned these